Monsters Are Coming Rock and Road is highly reminiscent of 2024's indie phenomenon Balatro, a very simple premise that combined two otherwise ordinary elements into one addictive experience. In Monsters Are Coming, it's a combination of tower defense and Horde survivor, or as the studio calls it, tower survivor. Similarities go beyond the genre fusion, as Monsters Are Coming also captures a lot of the little details of Balatro as well, with a very catchy soundtrack, dopamine inducing sounds, and gameplay that is easy to pick up but nearly impossible to put down. After the massive success of Vampire Survivors, there has been a never-ending deluge of bullet heaven releases, but few can offer anything remotely unique. Not only does the addition of tower defense elements and resource management take a genre with relatively shallow gameplay and infuse it with depth and strategy, but even fewer look, feel, and sound as good as Monsters Are Coming Rock and Road. Before jumping into the video, I just want to take a quick second to say thank you. I understand that life is busy and that time is valuable. I appreciate you being here, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the video. In Monsters Are Coming, you start each run as a nameless peon whose only purpose is to protect the last living city against the imposing horde of darkness and reach the Ark. As a nameless peon, you are disposable and you will be quickly replaced throughout your journey by another nameless peon. Your city, on the other hand, is irreplaceable and must be protected at all costs. In the place of different starting characters, you will have different moving castles or cities, each with their own interesting quirks and features that provide a wrinkle to the experience. There are 10 different starting castles which are not unlocked at the start, 4 different roads to travel, and 4 different difficulty levels. You will travel the long road as the Horde attacks you from all angles as you try to reach the last bastion of humanity. In between you and the Ark, there are a few safe havens where you can take a well-needed respite, acquire a hero upgrade, and spend your collected coins at a shop to improve your traveling city. Instead of avoiding damage like most in the genre, you are also juggling many other responsibilities, but above all else, you will need to protect your city. You'll also need to repair it and upgrade it, which is done through defeating enemies and collecting resources, as well as constantly clearing obstructions on the road that prevent your city from reaching the Ark. Balancing and prioritizing everything is what gives Monsters Are Coming a level of depth and strategy uncommon in the genre. Upgrading your castle is done through collecting experience orbs in a very similar manner to Vampire Survivors. Enemies will drop little blue gems and you will need to collect them with your peon and then return them to your moving city. Just like you expect when you reach a new level in most roguelites, you will be presented with 3 upgrade options with varying degrees of rareness, complete with a familiar color palette, such as blue for common, yellow for rare, and so on. The upgrades range from defense items, including a fire-breathing dragon, which is always hard to pass up, or you can upgrade things like resource gathering for your hero, or improve your city in the form of farms or mills. The big wrinkle is that these upgrades are going to be built onto your traveling city, expanding its footprint, which is another way that Monsters Are Coming adds depth and strategy. Placement is important, as you need to decide which area of the castle needs the most protection, but you also need to take into consideration that whatever you build will be expanding your city and making it more susceptible to road blockages, making it extremely vulnerable. As mentioned earlier, your nameless peon is disposable, but the way that Monsters Are Coming penalizes death is quite clever, as you need to attach a cemetery to your castle, which takes up valuable space that should be used for upgrades. When your city burns to the ground and your run is over, you will be rewarded with meta progression unlocks depending on how much distance you traveled in each run, which can be spent directly on castle and hero upgrades of your choice, including increasing base health, damage output, or faster resource gathering, just to name a few. The visuals are fairly simple, but they do have a charming feel with a cel-shaded inspired look. I love the monsters, the darkness that they come from, and how all of the red eyes are constantly imposing to the player. There are also plenty of little details that add charm as well, such as the shopkeeper who dismantles his shop and heads into an underground bunker when you depart the safe zones. The soundtrack, as you may have guessed, is heavy metal inspired, hence the title, and it pays dividends for the experience, as the metal soundtrack is not only catchy, but it also adds a level of tension without being irritating, which is a very fine line to balance. When it comes to the bullet heaven genre, story is often a very overlooked aspect. Although Monsters Are Coming doesn't feature a revolutionary plot, it does have just enough to act as an accoutrement to the fantastic gameplay. One of the most surprising aspects about Monsters Are Coming is just how good and natural it feels to play with friends and family on the couch. It might only be a single player game, but every road you travel has 4 sections with 3 safe havens to stop at along the way. It's at these checkpoints that a perfect opportunity arises to pass the controller, and this is how I played the majority of the game because Monsters Are Coming Rock and Road is almost as fun to watch as it is to play. It's expected that bullet heavens are going to get extremely hectic with enemies on the screen along with damage numbers and elemental effects, and for the most part, Monsters Are Coming remains extremely playable during these moments. However, there are the occasional obstacles that block the road that are very difficult to see even with the help that the game offers. These are usually very small items or even harder to see fallen items like a stone arch that has collapsed on the ground. When you're juggling as many things as Monsters Are Coming asks you to do, this can become frustrating when you can't find the blockage. As resource management plays a very large role in Monsters Are Coming, the audio effects on The Gathering should have had more weight to them and offered a highly audible and distinct sound when gathering different resources. This would have increased immersion and eliminated minor confusion when materials are placed close together. For a comparable price to a terrible fast food meal, Monsters Are Coming Rock and Road is a no-brainer and also probably provides more nutritional value. Since 2021, there have only been a handful of games that deserve to be in the conversation with Vampire Survivors as the best bullet heavens, but with the unique genre fusion that brings a level of depth often ignored in the genre, Monsters Are Coming Rock and Road belongs in the conversation with the best of the genre. In the same vein as Vampire Survivors and Balatro, there is a good chance that Monsters Are Coming Rock and Road will become your next obsession. Once again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe. If you want to help, leave a comment or a like, as that will help with the algorithm the most. That's it for this video, and until next time, be good to your fellow gamer, but more importantly, be better to your fellow human.